So, Coach, everybody good over here?
Yep.
Talk to me about the first event that was held in the facility.
Well, it's been a 2-year deal here waiting for this to get started, and it seemed like it came down to the last day, and we're still trying to figure out what to do. But it was a really good competition. We had 6 schools, actually 5 schools, including ourselves. So it was the right size meet for this first meet in the building. We had good attendance. I was pleased with the crowd, and we had an alumni function, and along with it that there were 280 that signed up, and they brought wives, so there was probably 500 of them in the building too. So we had a great alumni group return to campus as well.
So kind of talk to me about, obviously, we had a lot of different people running different events. Kind of talk to me your first impression of the team this season.
Well, I think that, first of all, as you guys know that I've talked to before, a track season is like a ladder. You got to get on that first step before you get on that second step. We don't have a cumulative record. It's not like we have to have 9 wins and 3 losses. That doesn't have anything to do with us. What has to do with us is us being ready to go at the conference and then maybe the national meet. So everything we do up until that point's a rehearsal. So I got to put people in positions that I think they are capable of on that weekend, and then I got to start manipulating that as we go. But that's kind of what I did this week, as I will do again this week coming up. Just for instance, if let's say a 400-meter athlete, if I think an athlete is prepared between their ears and physically to run the open 400 and come back and run on the mile relay, then that's the kind of person that I would run there. If I don't think I have that person yet, eventually I will out of that person, but they may not be confident in themselves enough or strong enough yet, just from a conditioning standpoint, to run both those races in one day. So I'll choose to either run them in the open quarter and not on the relay, or vice versa. So that's kind of the kinds of decisions that I try to make with people. And that goes with every event. That goes with anybody that doubles. Lamara Diston wasn't quite ready this weekend, and there wasn't another really good high jumper here this weekend. And Lamara's one, she's one of the best in the world, so she's got to have a good competition. This weekend brings a different group in. We know who's coming, and so a little bit more competitive a high jump this weekend. But I have to look at that as well. If something isn't real competitive, then I may put that person in a different event that is one of their events. I don't put a high jumper in the mile. I put people in the events that they train to do. Then we may switch some things up or not compete persons that weekend. That all makes sense, guys.
And then I kind of want to touch on, we talked about this facility and then the 360-degree spectators.
Right.
Kind of, we had 2,500 people in here. Kind of talk to me about the atmosphere that you experienced.
Yeah, I think that it's obvious. If you're in here during the 4x4, you understand how loud it can get. And this is one of those stadiums, I think it has a little bit more intimacy than our last facility. Our last facility was loud, but this one has all the way around. I think it's maybe a little prettier than the other one. The other one might have been a little bit more efficient for a warm-up standpoint, and we know it was, but we had the football building there too. So all in all, though, I was extremely pleased with the turnout. I was pleased with our performances, and the facility ran about what we thought it would do. I think it's a fast track. There's no question about it. I mean, I haven't looked. We have some U.S. leaders. We have some people that ran very fast, and we had some really good jumps in this building this weekend. So, that's a testament to the facility as well.
And then I said on Saturday, kind of, what are your expectations going into meet 2? Are we going to make any little adjustments here or there?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be a little bit more intense with some people. We'll put a little bit more pressure on ourselves and a little bit more pressure on individual performances. And we go up one more step on that ladder.
How nice is it to just be back here another week, so your athletes don't have to travel, they're back at home and can get even more comfortable with the facility?
You know what's really, this time last year, we're outside on a day like today. This is not a fun day to be outside, and yesterday was worse. So we're blessed. We have a place to be inside. And we feel pretty good about that right now. And it is, of course, it's always nice to stay home and have a great competition. This one will be really good this weekend. What the teams are here, I know Houston is here, Tennessee is here, USC is here, Clemson is here, one more, Arizona State, ourselves. So really a very, very competitive meet. Yeah, good one this weekend here at home. We travel to Arkansas, then following week, and then we're back home here again in February.
You like for the first two meets to have the kind of teams, the other programs in to kind of throw your kids up against and kind of see mentally where they're at?
Yeah, we wanted a really good competition, and probably team-wise, if you looked at, we were one of the more competitive venues last weekend, and this weekend I think will probably be the most competitive venue in the country going on this weekend, especially for only having 6 schools. Yeah.
I know you mentioned you would like to know what other people thought, so I was curious, what was the feedback from the other teams on the facility?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I heard from a number of coaches. They were happy. They were pleased with the facility. You know, as coaches, you don't do too much talking right after the meet, so I haven't heard too much about it.
And then reception from your athletes, obviously it was...
Yeah, our athletes love the facility. You know, when you walk through this portal right there, your eyes kind of get lit up, because it's not you're not thinking it's going to look like this when you walk in that front door, and they're still awestruck. I watched them walk into practice yesterday, and I still see them looking around when they walk in. So that's a good sign. They may be looking for more graphics. I'm not sure. It's not all up yet, but you know, they're always looking for where their picture is or where something is. So not all the graphics are up yet. So.
And then one final one from me. We obviously got a first taste last week. Would we be seeing any new faces coming to the track this week?
A couple freshmen, but we really don't talk about freshmen until they do something. But yeah, we may have a couple pretty good ones step on the track. We'll find out as the week goes. Right now, I kind of want to look at some things, but we have some new additions to ourselves. Jaqueline actually got to run on the 4x4 this weekend and looked pretty good. We ran 2 on the men's side. We ran 2 relays, and I kind of balanced them. I didn't put what I think might be our best 4 on one group. We were really competitive with the A group, and the B group we got beat right at the line. But now we add another person to that whole group of 8. So. Yeah, we can be a little bit better, and we'll find out. Ladies look good on the 4x4. We kind of ran away from that field. So we'll be a little bit more challenged as we go this weekend. This one will be a tough one. Yep.
How much do you balance, I mean, you talked earlier about the season kind of being a ladder, so how much do you balance trying to be competitive in these early meets, especially with the type of competition you're bringing in, versus trying to work stuff out and see who fits where?
Yeah, the most important thing for some, that's the beauty of our sport. We can look at our sport as an individual sport, and we are, but through a lot of good individuals, we have a team. I'm also looking at the team pretty hard. But I'm entering at this time of the year by individual. I want to see where we are and who is really competitive and who can we count on to step on the track or in the ring or on the runway, and then be who we think they are. We found out this week a whole lot about some people that was very positive, and then we're going to have some negatives that we find out too. So, yeah, that's what it is right now. It's just trying to get all those things figured out. Yeah.